Now in the previous tutorial we saw how to use Loadrunner controller. We were dealing with manual scenario. This was manual scenario, but we unchecked it. Now in this tutorial, just to show you how to use percentage mode to distribute the view user among the script, I use this checkbox to use the percentage mode, just to show how to use percentage mode. So these are my scripts prepared using virtual user generator in Loadrunner. We saw it already. So I am selecting a script and I will into script, and now let the script be loaded in the scenario. Now you can see two scripts are loaded and whole users will be divided into 50% 50% wise, which we can do it 40-60 also. So the script is divided among virtual users. Suppose there are 10 users, 5 users will be running this script and 5 users will be running this script, and we can design scenarios, basic schedule and real-time schedule. You can design all things, and this was all about running manual scenario using percentage mode. And now next section will be goal-oriented scenario, but before that, you see in trial version no graph is available, so I will show you the graphs that would be shown here. Scenario 1 we did last time. And you can see here there is no graph to show here. So last time we ran the scenario, but the graphs you can see here in the result section. It's available there. Graphs which would be shown here is not being shown here because it is trial version, but I will show you how the graph will look like. It was the script that was run in the previous section. So the graph part was missing, which I am showing it here. Let the graph be loaded. This is analyzer section. It's called Loadrunner analysis. So it contains the result of the test that is run in the controller. So you can see here, this is the for 9 users took minimum 0.532 seconds and maximum average 1.393 seconds, maximum 2.841 seconds. Standard deviation was 0.814%. 90% of the users took this much amount of time to click fight button for home transaction, home page load transaction, clicking on this link you can see how much minimum, average, maximum time it is taking to load the page after clicking the links. So this is summary report. This is running view user graph. You can see starting from here, number of virtual users 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. We ran the test for 9 users. Now it all finished in this way. It's per second, means it is the hit that is coming on the server per second. This is the graph. Maximum hit took place at this position, then it gradually decreased, and this is the graph that followed. Throughput is the number of data, and it is generally proportional to hits per second. So the number of hits per second, we saw it was increasing in this way, and throughput also came in that way only. Transaction summary, you can see click, flight, home page, load, itinerary, login, sign off. We made it transaction like this: login, sign off, when we were learning transaction. So this is the graph summary. It should be shown here, but since it is trial version, so it's not showing here. In the next section we will be seeing not in next section, in this section further we will be seeing how to schedule scenario in Loadrunner. Now let us learn about goal-oriented scenario. So for knowing about goal-oriented scenario, let us select goal-oriented scenario, and I am taking this script, I am adding it, and there are many goals for a scenario, like we can enter number of virtual users that we want our scenario to reach. Like you can see here, when I am editing scenario goals, reach goal of 30 users, goal type virtual users. Now if it is hit per second, reach goal of 30 hit per second, user maximum of 30 and maximum of 60 users. Run for this amount of time, 30 minutes or 35 minutes or 1 hour. We can set whatever the time we have to set. So hit per second is nothing but the number of requests that has been sent to the server within a second point of time. Now we can select transaction per second. You can select transaction. You can see here home page, load, itinerary, click, flight, login, sign off. All the actions are here. So we can reach goal of 30 transactions per second, use a minimum and maximum. We can set the goal and we can set the time for which it will run. We can set transaction response time. In this we enter a target number of transactions per second that we want scenario to reach. Now next is page per minute. It's nothing but we enter target number of downloaded page per minute and select minimum and maximum number of virtual users for the scenario, and we can set the time limit for which it has to run, and in this way we define our goals for the scenario. So this is the way how we design goal oriented scenarios. Now let us focus on how to schedule a scenario. I'll take a new scenario. I will take manual scenario just to explain how to schedule a scenario, how we do scheduling in Loadrunner controller. We have selected the script and now you can see scenario and group. Now I am taking scenario, real world scenario, and you can see here initialize users. We have option here initialize all users simultaneously, or we can initialize some users after every fraction of time, or we can initialize each user before it runs. So it will be shown here start one virtual user after every this second. We have to, these are the options which we select for designing the scenario. So we have option to run it until completion or run for this much amount of time. You can set it, you can increase it or decrease it, and here you can see the option stop all virtual users simultaneously or stop some user after every fraction of time. You can set it according to your need. Let us go select basic schedule, and in this we have this option, same option, initialize all virtual users simultaneously or initialize some users after every fraction of some time, or initialize each virtual user before it runs. This is the option, and here you are provided with the option to run until completion or run for certain amount of time or run independently. All options are provided to you. Now this is scenario. Now we will go by group of virtual users. So this is more or less, you can see here we have option of virtual user groups. These are the things which you will automatically understand when you will given the requirement and you will configure it. Start this virtual user simultaneously or start some user after some fraction of seconds. Here we will set duration or run until completion. So there is nothing special in it. It's very simple to use and understand. Now we will go to in group basic schedule. Now one more thing to be noted here is that when I am selecting group, here it is only one group. So in group scheduling, we schedule which group will start first and which group will start after sometimes second group start. You can see that group is at the top. We will be taking two groups here at least for making you understand the scenario. So the overall concept is how the groups will be executed in the scenario. So when it is decided when I select group. So now we will be taking two groups and we can define which group will be started first and which group will be started second. We can add many things here. We can schedule after taking two groups, means two scripts. We can schedule which group will start first, which group will start second, after what time second group will start, like all this configuration we can do while we will be selecting group using different configuration settings. This is all about managing group, so it is very simple to understand. There is nothing much complex in it. So when we are selecting two groups, you can see here there are two groups in the group name in the top right, top left corner. So we can schedule which group will start first, which group will start second, which group after what time second group will start. All the configuration we can do here. So this is the concept of scheduling scenario in Loadrunner configuration. Loadrunner controller, we can schedule the scenario. Either it is group wise or scenario wise, we can do everything. All the scenario scheduling is done in the controller itself. Thank you.